most people think that sleep equates to rest, right? Well, the only thing that's resting when you sleep are your muscles. And then there's 6 biological functions that occur only when you're sleeping. And I'm going to read them to you. There's physical growth and repair. How important is that to children? There's the cognitive function, which we now are so attuned to as it relates to Alzheimer's. There's that cleansing of the brain that goes on. The emotional regulation, which is where the depression comes in when that starts to unravel. Energy regulation, of course, you know, that's the one we're most attuned to. If you're not sleeping, you're going to be tired the next day. But then there's the cellular detox, which is associated with longevity. And then balancing the stress and the trauma. Like Dr. Washington said, trauma and stress is not new. But what's new is that we're not returning to our natural source for what we have available to us to help us handle this stress, to help us balance the stress. Somehow sleep has become optional, in our world.
Big time. We have time for everything except sleep, because I think as a society, we're under the notion that we're not doing anything.
Exactly.
And to your point, these 6 vital functions are not only doing something, but enabling us to function and for children to grow and mature the way they should.
And they don't happen unless you sleep.
Unless you sleep. And you and I were talking offline earlier how all animals sleep.
Yes.
Like spiders in their web.
The hummingbirds.
Hummingbirds. Giant alligators in the bayou are sleeping and dreaming. So it's built into life itself, sleeping.
Even plants sleep. I want to point out to you, our culture is one where we focus on what is active. We're focused on being entertained and having experiences that excite. We look at a tree and we see the foliage so robust and beautiful. And yet the foliage is actually expendable, right? They lose their leaves, but it's the roots that keep the tree alive and give it the ability to sustain. But we don't focus on what goes on below the earth, that what we can't see. So we tend to be disdainful of that experience. But if we think about being awake, we think about living with regard to how we feel in the moment, how we're evolving, how we have an opportunity to love and to be loved. I think most of us would want to say that is what we want to be a large part of our living. What we end up doing is going around trying to create experiences that make us feel something that are basically a substitute for that living experience.
Yeah.